Well, good morning. Good morning, everyone. It's another beautiful day. I'm making fun. That's my friend's Creek's opening line on his videos every morning. It's welcome to day 137. If you can't tell, we're back at the same parking lot we started the day yesterday doing a slack pack over Mount Moosilauke. Today is no slack pack. This is the real deal. So we are headed up and over. We're headed up partway up the Kinsmans today. The Kinsmans are twin peaks that are close to each other. We're going to hike up about 8-9 miles, I guess, to a campsite that's before the Kinsmans, and then tomorrow we'll do the Kinsmans and down to a hostel. Like I said, it's day 137 and it is September the 9th. I got to check my watch, and it is actually Tuesday. Lose track of what your days are when you're out here. So we are starting into the meat of the whites. So we'll have the Kinsmans. We're doing a campsite tonight, into a hostel tomorrow night, then a campsite after that, and then we are going hut to hut, which I've already said, but that makes it so much easier. So come along with us and we should see some stuff. I guess we won't be above tree line today. We're just going to be plodding uphill, but we'll see what we see, and I'll take some photos and show it to you. So we've been hiking a little ways this morning, mostly uphill. Forest is pretty. It's been the initial climb was pretty steep. We had somebody who's very familiar with the trail, one of the shuttle drivers, kind of map out a plan for us, kind of knowing what our capabilities are. And today is actually a lighter day. I think it's 6, 7, 8 miles. I thought it was 9, but we do have a pretty good climb up over Mount. Now I'm going to forget. Madison Peak. No, it's not Madison. Anyway, said at our last, we took a little rest stop for snacks and a little hydration, and said we had 1,000 feet to climb in 3 miles, which that's not terrible. And so we're just walking through the woods, taking care of business. Had a good last couple of days. It feels nice. Feel like we have an itinerary here through the whites that does not push us too hard, which is fantastic. And so probably said that before, so it's a repeat, but it's been beautiful, and it's nice to be taking it kind of at a relaxed pace. It may mean that we'll have to make some adjustments to our schedule and flip up to Maine to get Katahdin before it closes, but we're going to get her done. Did you see this? Look at this big rock here. Just cool. Very cool. And we see this tree here. What we've been seeing here in New Hampshire are all these trees that are just growing on tops of big rocks. And it's kind of unique. You wonder how they survive. So the trail is decidedly more rooty and rocky, although still passable. You just need to take your time when you're navigating this stuff, so you don't fall down. Preferably you don't fall forward. If you're going to fall, you want to fall backwards. We were just laughing this morning about a couple of things. I said I ought to make a segment called Bonehead Moves on the Appalachian Trail. One was the way I lost my trekking poles yesterday. Would have been cool to show you the retrieval process, but kind of in a state of consternation about having let my poles go over the edge of a small rock ledge. And so that's one. And the other one that's happened, and you can't see it here, I don't know if I showed it, if I've showed it before, but I had a puffy jacket, and one morning I needed to change the fuel cartridge, and when I changed the fuel cartridge, I left the fuel valve on. Then I discovered it and I turned it off. And then I tried to light the stove, and there was some gas that had pooled from coming out. It was a cold day. Gas that had pooled, and it blew up in a whoosh, and it kind of my puffy jacket's made out of real light material, and it kind of singed up a whole sleeve. So here I have. So now my puffy jacket carries duct tape repair. It's funny, we met somebody on the trail that I'd met months ago, and they asked, "Are you still wearing that jacket with the duct tape on it?" They met us. We met them soon after I had done that. So those are at least two of my bonehead moves on the Appalachian Trail. Hopefully anybody watching this that is thinking about hiking the trail will not repeat those things. When you stop to take photos at a nice overlook, make sure that you secure your poles, slip the straps over your arms, do something. While it was rather entertaining and memorable, it was not a good plan. And if you change your gas canister and you let some gas leak out, just wait a little bit before you fire that striker up so the gas has a chance to dissipate. Hasn't happened to me since. So anyway, there are two bonehead moves on the Appalachian Trail, and I'll just keep taking you with me. An update on the day. It's 1 o'clock. We have gone over the top of Mount Wolf, which proved fairly challenging. It's fairly technical, not as technical as Mount Moosilauke was yesterday, and not near as technical as what the Kinsmen are going to be tomorrow. That's going to be a challenge. But then we've had sort of a rocky, rooty, up and down descent, and we have more to descend. We have like 2 miles to go till we get to the shelter, and I expect some more of the same. You just look out here through the woods at the vegetation and the thickness of this, and you just wonder. It's just so different from anything. I don't think I've hiked in anything like this, quite as rough and tumble. And we're doing it with packs, which makes it more fun. And but it's a good day. The temperature's great. My thermometer says 72, which is probably a little high because I was resting on my leg. It's probably 68 or something like that. But we're a fair amount of altitude. So we're hanging out right now and eating some lunch. Eating a couple of snacks to put more coal in the hopper for, let's say, an hour and a half more hiking. We'll get to shelter fairly early, get to our favorite time of day, which is getting everything set up and just being able to relax, get a load off our feet. Right now I've let the dogs out. I've got my feet out of my shoes to give them a little break from being cinched up, and we're just having a little bit more of a chill day. So hope to be in the shelter by, say, 3 o'clock, maybe a little sooner, which is a really early end day for us, but there just isn't any other good stopping point. The next thing to do is climb the Kinsman, and there's really no halfway point, and the Kinsman is the real deal. So we want to leave that for tomorrow. So I will climb first thing out, and we'll get to do the Kinsman, and I imagine the backside off the Kinsman going down is going to be pretty technical and rocky as well. So say welcome to the whites. There is a certain beauty here. Really, it's really beautiful. It's very wild, and it's challenging. So, but we are discovering that 365-year-old plus people can do it. We'll see you on down the trail. We have come to the end of our hiking day, at least trail-wise. Arrived at the side trail to the Eliza Brook campsite where we're going to spend the night. Hike on in here. Supposedly there's a caretaker we need to check in with, and then we need to find places to creek and tree squirrel will find places to put up their tents, and I need to find a place to put up my hammock, but it looks like that should not be a problem. So we're here quite early in the afternoon, 3:16, but the next feature of the trail would be to go up the Kinsman's, and that would be it'd be hard work. So we're gonna hang out here, tackle the Kinsman's in the morning, and see what we got going on. So it's been a good hiking day. The trail was medium challenging. Wasn't very much clear hiking trail, so we brought it on up the trail. We'll be closing out here. We'll have a little time this evening to just chill a little bit, hopefully get a lot of food eaten so that we have fuel in the tank for tomorrow, because tomorrow's a big day. I am down at the water source at the Eliza Brook campsite, and this would be Eliza Brook, but it's just this gorgeous flowing stream here. And anyway, it's awesome. We stopped early tonight just because this is where water was and a campsite is. Tomorrow, big day, but there'll be more about that later. One of the things I wanted to do is highlight again the fundraiser I'm trying to do for Light Academy Christian School in Liberia. I've had numbers of people ask me how you access that. It's really not that hard. When you watch the video, right under the video there'll be a little button that says more, and that will show you a description of each day, and then I have a description that I put in every one of my videos, and there's a link in there to a GoFundMe page if you would like to contribute. There's also a link to 2 videos from Tilly Garley and one of the students at Light Academy. My specific fundraiser is trying to raise $25,000 for another floor on the nursing building, although it there may be a more immediate need, as the government has changed some requirements for the school, and they're asking them to separate all their elementary school classrooms from the Faith University and the technical school. And so that's kind of a big ask, but that's the way it happens in these third world countries. They just do stuff on a whim, and then everybody has to comply. They've actually shut down like 112 schools in Liberia for not complying with regulations, which is crazy, and some of them were very good schools. So anyway, if you would take a look at just click the more button below the video, and the top part of it talks about some stuff about me, but if you move on down to the bottom with a fundraiser, you can see and read that, and you can go to the GoFundMe page and contribute if you are so inclined. It's a fantastic work that I've been able to see up close and personal twice, as I've been to Liberia twice, and was there 6 years ago, and then I was again last fall. And to see the impact it is having on the community and on the kids that go there is just totally amazing. So I'd love it if you would check it out. It's a good work. There, I've been associated with a number of nonprofit organizations, and this is one that I just feel like it's a privilege to be connected with. I just see what is happening and the way lives are being changed, and it's just fantastic. So if you would do that for me, that would be awesome. If you're contributing in other places and this isn't the right time for you, no pressure here, but some people don't know how to access the stuff, and so I want to make sure you knew.